We used to go camping, and it was always the same thing. Janelle and I would be up early, busting our butts to make breakfast, clean up the mess, and take care of everything. Meanwhile, Robyn would be off doing her makeup, getting her hair just right, and fixing the kids up so they looked perfect. And then Kody? He'd sit there and go on about how beautiful they looked, like that was the priority, while we were sweating and exhausted from doing all the actual work. Honestly, that might be a big part of why I ended up hating camping so much. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. You know what I find hilarious? The fact that Robyn Brown is finally getting called out for the stuff we've all been talking about for years. Like how the other wives were basically turned into the help while Robyn got to sit pretty. That's not new to us. It's been obvious for a long time. In that first clip, you hear Christine telling David that Kody wanted his wives to look a certain way, wear makeup, dress up, and that if she didn't, he didn't appreciate her. She said Robyn always took her time getting ready, and Kody would use that as a reason to praise her. Like her looks were some gold standard the rest of them needed to meet. And yeah, that camping story? It's just one example that happened to make it onto the show. It was around season 4, I think. They went to Big Bear for the 4th of July. Robyn was pregnant at the time, so this was probably back in 2010 or 2011. And sure, they filmed Christine talking about it more recently, but clearly that memory stuck with her. That whole dynamic really left a mark. Kody had this habit of always putting Robyn on a pedestal. She looked the best, she acted the best, she was his favorite, plain and simple. And I get that the wives had different experiences and that they're in different places now. But I don't totally buy it when someone like Janelle says it didn't bother her. Come on. For seasons, her storyline was all about getting healthy, losing weight, and feeling good about herself. Then, magically, after the weight loss, Kody was into her again. They even called it a Las Vegas renaissance. That doesn't just happen if looks didn't matter to him. And Meri? She mentioned that Kody used to buy them clothes to help them look nice. Which might seem sweet on the surface, but let's be real. If you're only dressing how he wants so he'll pay attention to you, and he's picking out your wardrobe. That's not thoughtful. It's controlling. We've seen that same pattern with other celebrities, too. It's a red flag, not a compliment. When we go camping, it was always the same story. Janelle and I would be out there busting our butts making breakfast, cleaning up the mess, running around, handling everything. Meanwhile, Robyn would be sitting there doing her makeup, fixing her hair, doing the kids' hair, basically making sure everyone looked camera ready. And then Kody? He'd sit back and praise how beautiful they all looked, while we were drenched in sweat and doing all the real work. Honestly, that might be one of the big reasons I ended up hating camping so much. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. You know what I find hilarious? It's when Robyn Brown finally gets called out for the things all of us, me, you, everyone here have been talking about for years. Specifically, how the other wives were basically acting as servants for Kody and Robyn. They were doing all the work while Robyn just had to sit there, look pretty, and wait for compliments. In that first clip, you literally hear Christine telling David how Kody wanted his wives to look good, wear makeup, dress a certain way, and how if she didn't, he didn't seem to appreciate her. She said Robyn would spend all this time getting herself ready, and then Kody would throw that in their faces, like, look how beautiful Robyn looks, while the others were over there doing everything. Now, this camping trip was just one example. It just happens to be the one caught on camera. It was from season 4, I believe, when they went camping in Big Bear, California for the 4th of July. Robyn was pregnant at the time, so this would have been back in 2010 or 2011. The conversation Christine is having was filmed in either 2023 or 2024, so we're talking 12 or 13 years later, and she's still thinking about it. That tells you how much it stuck with her. And the thing is, Kody always made it clear that Robyn was the best. She looked the best, acted the best, just always got the gold star. And, of course, all the wives are in different stages of leaving the family. So some are open about their experiences, and others aren't quite ready to say how much it all really affected them. Like Janelle, she said it didn't bother her, but honestly, I don't believe that. Not when her storyline for seasons was all about getting healthier, losing weight, and building confidence. The show literally focused on that for years. And when she did lose the weight, that's when Kody started giving her attention again. They had what they called a Las Vegas renaissance. So, yeah, I think it bothered her more than she wants to admit. Then there's Meri, who said Kody would buy them clothes so they'd look nice. Now on the surface, sure, that might sound sweet. But if you're dressing for him, wearing what he wants just to get his attention, and he's the one picking out your wardrobe, that starts to feel less like a gift and more like control. And we've seen that with other celebrities too, those stories where the man basically tries to take over how his wife looks. Same vibe here. So that was a big part of this recent episode, this whole issue of control, appearance, and favoritism. And along with that, there was another big theme, the slow collapse of the relationship between Janelle, Meri, and Robyn. It was woven throughout the episode, and you could really feel the tension building. So, part of this episode also touched on something really emotional, conversations around Meri's child, Leon. As many of you know, Leon is transgender, and the heartbreaking part is that Kody and Robyn still don't fully accept Leon. On the show, they try to present one image, but behind the scenes, it's clearly not lining up. Meri actually says, "I don't think she wants to hear what I have to say to her." And honestly, that line hit hard. To me, that sounds like Meri has been holding back for years. Like if she were to finally speak up, she'd just unload everything she's seen. Like, "I know what you did. I watched you manipulate. I saw the lies, the fake kindness, the control. I saw it all." And maybe that's exactly why she stays quiet, because she doesn't think Robyn would be real with her anyway. It makes me wonder if we're ever going to see these two actually face off on camera. That would be something, right? But then Meri says she heard Robyn was mocking her in public, talking trash to her friends. And that obviously hurt her.
She's angry.
But she also sounds like she's accepted that Robyn probably doesn't want any kind of relationship with her anymore. There's grief, there's anger, and there's just this big emotional wall between them. And yet, somehow, Robyn still plays the victim. Like, girl, really? You basically took Meri's husband, built a life with him, and now you're acting like you're the one who's been wronged?
Come on.
Robyn acts shocked when Meri speaks up online or answers questions on Instagram, but the reality is, Meri's not out here launching attacks. She's sharing her experience. And if Robyn feels exposed by that, maybe it says more about what she did than what Meri's saying. Even Meri's starting to hint that this whole thing, this whole plural marriage setup, might have just been a scam. Like she's finally seeing it for what it really was. And then there was another moment in the episode that really stuck out to me. It was about Christine and David. I think I finally get why their relationship works. David's got two sisters who are in polygamy, so he gets it. He understands the trauma Christine's been through. And he listens. He validates her. He's calm, he's grounded, and he helps her process everything she's still carrying. Christine shared this story about David waking up once to two sister wives in a screaming match over who got the better stereo. And he was like, "Is this real life?" Christine just laughed because in her world, fights like that were normal. She said she used to walk through Robyn's house, looking at her furniture, her clothes, the decor, and wonder, why is everything so perfect here? Meanwhile, Christine was over at her place with the leftovers. It was like Robyn got all the attention, all the money, all the nice things. And that says a lot. Because if Kody really cared equally for all his wives, he would have put that same energy into all their homes. But Christine is flat out saying he didn't. She was left with the scraps. And now, she's finally calling it out. So then Kody hits us with this whole idea of, well, if you're keeping score in a relationship, how's that ever going to work? Like, sir, you were the one assigning the points. You can't tell people not to keep score when you're literally the one handing out the scraps and rewarding obedience with affection. And then the wildest part, Kody basically straight up admits that he prefers Robyn because she covers for him. He says something like, when you have a good relationship, they give you a cloak of charity. Translation? Robyn lies for him. Robyn keeps his secrets. Robyn plays along with whatever narrative he's spinning. That's what he means by charity. So if Christine didn't lie for him, or didn't play the game, boom, scraps. Disobedient wife? No reward. And Kody sees no issue with this logic. Like, he's basically saying, you didn't give me blind loyalty, so you don't get the good stuff. And then he has the nerve to say, well, I just loved Robyn more. I was a fool. No, Kody. That's not accountability. That's you blaming everyone else for your decisions. He's never once sat down and said, I was unfair. I made choices that hurt people. It's always them that failed him somehow. And Robyn? She's over here doing her own weird thing. She says she feels like they're a failure, but then instead of taking personal accountability, she talks about it as if the family failed, like it was just this collective mess that somehow happened. But let's be real, what she's actually describing is herself. She says they didn't overcome jealousy. Okay, but maybe because jealousy is normal when you're sharing a husband, Robyn. Then she says everyone just became self-involved and focused on positioning themselves. That sounded like a confession. Like, yeah, I was thinking about me. I was the one keeping tabs. I couldn't stop myself from calling Kody while he was at another wife's house or needing to know what was going on constantly. And she's acting like this dynamic just fell apart magically when really, a lot of it seems like it came from how she inserted herself into everything. Christine even said it, there was a lack of trust, people were fighting dirty, name-calling, jumping to conclusions. And you know what? That's what happens when one person is the favorite and the others are left to fight for scraps. That doesn't just destroy relationships, it destroys families. And then, this part was gold. We finally get some honesty about the whole my sister wives closet drama. Because let's be honest, people have been talking about this for years. Reddit, Facebook groups, even right here in my comments. People have claimed they bought things from the site, paid for it, and then nothing. No product. No refund. No reply. So Jen brings it up on the show, and Meri says she got a message from a guy who still hasn't gotten what he paid for. She even took a screenshot and sent it to Robyn, hoping she'd actually do something about it. But here's the kicker. Christine, Janelle, and Meri? They have nothing to do with the business anymore. No access. No control. It's all on Robyn. So Robyn finally admits she put the business on hold. Girl, no. You dissolved the business. You didn't pause it, you shut it down. Except you left the website up. With an active cart. Meaning you can still go on there, pick something out, pay for it, and she'll just deal with it if she notices. What kind of nonsense is that? Like, if your business is closed, close the site. Shut down the cart. Take down your Shopify. There is zero excuse for still collecting people's money if you're not fulfilling orders. It's not just shady, it's a scam at that point. And this is why I actually give Meri some props here. She exposed it. She confirmed what a lot of people have been saying for years. Robyn's out here taking money for a business that doesn't even exist anymore. And she's just not dealing with it. That's not being bad at business. That's ripping people off. Okay, so here's the thing. Fans are still out here getting ripped off, and Robyn is just sitting there letting it happen. She's still got the website up, still got the cart live, and still letting people pay for stuff that's never going to come. I mean, come on, why even keep the site up if the company is gone? It's not hard to click unpublish and disable the shop. It literally takes 2 seconds. But no, Robyn's out here collecting money and making it look like it's the fans' fault for putting something in their cart. And poor Meri and Jen, why are they the ones stuck dealing with this mess? Why should they have to clean up after Robyn's failure to just shut down her business properly? I mean, Robyn has all the time in the world to be spending money on Etsy, so you'd think she could at least take a couple of minutes to shut down her Shopify and deactivate the cart. But no, she's out here acting like it's the customer's fault for being confused by a still live website. Thank you, Meri, for finally pointing out that Robyn's basically running a scam now. She's got the website live, taking people's money, and never delivering anything. That's shady, plain, and simple. But let me know what you think about all these revelations. Seriously, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you're loving the truth bombs being dropped here.